So for the first particle effect, we're gonna make a smoke effect. Wait, let me group these images. So yeah, here's our part. Let's make it like this. Let's just make it like a little bit big. Whoops. So let's make it pretty big. I mean moderately big. And then click on the plus. And let's add a particle emitter. And let's change the decals right here. This is our image, so get your image and go to the particle emitter and to the properties, change the texture to smoke, and well, we're gonna make use of this pretty cool feature, the orientation, so we're gonna make use of that. So we're going to change the spread angle to 360 to 360. 360 in the X and Y. And then we're going to change the speed to 0.01. And then we're also going to make this invisible, this block. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, you see the size right here? Let's make it increase. Let's put up this graph and like make the size expand over time. And we will also make this, we'll put this up, and then we got this cool smoke effect. And one more thing we're going to do is in the orientation, choose velocity parallel or perpendicular. To be honest, I do not really like velocity parallel, but I like velocity perpendicular. You can choose anything, to be honest. And let's also increase the size again. And that's our cool smoke effect. Oh, and I'm pretty sure you have come across this issue where when you move the part, the particles still stay there. So you can click on the particle emitter, scroll down to the properties, and click lock to part. Now all this stays in one part. This we're going to, we can make this relative. For this to work, we need to make it really small, make the part small, or we can use an attachment. And I'm going to make this slightly invisible. So there's our attachment. And then to this attachment, we will add a particle emitter. And see, it's kind of cool that particle emitter will emit in this one spot where the attachment is. That's why we need that. So to make this explosion or spark effect, so here we can choose this impact. Let's choose this impact image. So get your image and then choose your texture. Oops. Wait, I need to copy and paste this. I need to get your image ID. There, got my texture. Okay, now go back to the particle and change the texture to that. And then for this, scroll down. Go for your rotation, click on this arrow thing. Change the max to 360 and the minimum 0. So it makes it pretty random. And then the next thing you want to do is, well, 0.001 for the speed again. We're gonna try to keep it in one single place. And then also to make this work again, we're gonna make the spread angle 360 on the X and 360 on the Y. Now it looks like nothing has happened yet, or something is happening in a very small scale. But then the next thing we're gonna do is, well, we can choose Again, velocity parallel or perpendicular. I like velocity perpendicular. Now see, it looks like there's it's kind of like a ball right here. Ball effect. Let's make this completely invisible, so it's like a cool little ball of cool explosions. Now to make this explosion really look cool, go to the lifetime, to the minute and max. I normally would recommend 0.3 and the max 0.5. And then go to the transparency, click on the three dots, pull this up, you get this really cool effect. The next thing we want to do is go to the size, put this up, and then boom, it already looks like there's some explosion effect happening. We can also change the light emission to 1. And then the next thing we want to do is we'll probably want to add more. So yeah, I made the rate 79. And there we got a cool explosion effect. And if you like, you can also substitute this if you want to make like a cool spark effect. And you can you can go I'm gonna duplicate this and change the particle texture to something different like this. Then boom, we have like a cool, I guess, fireworks or sparking effect. Describe it, I don't know. It's like one of those fireworks where you the stick and then you pull it and then there's some cool sparks coming out. Let's make that. So let's duplicate this again. We'll still need the same wax. So yeah, we're going to duplicate this again, and for this we're going to make the speed pretty fast. Oops, that's way too fast. Let's make it 7. That's too slow. Let's do this. Spread angle. Make sure it's somewhere around 0 to 45. So now you can see it all yeets all the way there. Next thing we want to do is make it velocity parallel. And let's probably choose a circle or rectangle. I normally like to use something round, so let's use a rectangle. I mean a circle. And add that texture there. And then we're gonna have to make this small. And then the next thing we want to do is, well, let's also go to the squash and try to make this let's see what happens to this squash. Wrong. This is wrong. Whoops. Maybe -1. How does the squash work again? Oh, that -3. This is kind of wrong. I didn't expect this. Let's change it to this. Still wrong again. Let's just. I think velocity perpendicular does it right. No, it still doesn't. Oh wait, sorry. Rotation, make it 0, and then you can change it to velocity parallel, and the squash, make it like somewhere around like in the negative values, -3, and there you got that. Let's also change the spread angle a little bit lower, 25, both in the X and Y. And let's change the speed to something pretty fast. And then let's also make it fall down. It eventually has to fall down, so let's put on maybe Earth's gravity 9.81. That's the acceleration. Make sure it's negative. Is it falling down? Oh, it won't fall down. It's really fast. And the squash is a little bit too high, so let's decrease it for now to maybe -1. And the size, let's make it small too. And let's make the particle last way longer. 10. Oh yeah, there. We have it. There's our cool effect. So let's also make this have produce more particles, and if you like, you can change the color, like duplicate this particle emitter and add some color to it. Let's add some blue, and let's add some orange. Wait, we already had that. Add some purple. Yeah, looks like a kind of like a celebration thing. The black hole. So how do we go about creating this? Well, so here's our part. Now we're going to add an attachment to the part. Let's make this part invisible, and just so we can see the point where the particle starts. Let's add a particle to this black hole. And then the next thing we want to do is, well, let's grab a swell effect. So I got these two cool swell effects. So I tested a black hole earlier, and I know how to make one. So let's try this swell effect, because this swell effect really looked cool. So did this one. So let's use this one first. So here's our black hole. Pretty cool. So the next thing we want to do is, well, let's go back to the particle emitter, change the texture, and then I'm pretty sure you 360 in the Y direction. Oh, that's that direction. Whoops, sorry. 360 in the X direction. Nope, still wrong. So that means change the emission direction to front, and change the X to 0. Change the emission for Y to 360. So yeah, you got this. It's quite leveled out. And then the next thing you want to do is, well, change the orientation to perpendicular. Oh, oof, sorry. Change the emission direction to top again. And then change the X to 360. Change the Y to 0. And there's still something wrong. Oh yeah, sorry. X, just make this between 45 to 0. I recommend like make it a little bit low. So we got 25 and 25. So that's really low right there. And then the next thing we want to do in rotation, make it 0 and 360, so it's a bit random. And then we're also going to make the speed really low, 0.001. Now it all piles up into that one spot. It already looks like a black hole, it's just that there's this green ugly thing. So that is our black hole. Let's also make the light emission to a little bit like 0.3. Wait, 0.3. Yeah. And then the next thing we can do is make it expand. Let's make it expand to the maximum. That's kind of big, so. Now, of course, a black hole in real life that's this size is probably really scary. Oh, whoops. No, sorry. Black holes make the front make this shrink down like this. So make it like, yeah, like this, something like this. It should shrink slowly, because that's how black holes work. They pull things into itself, or like grab things and suck it in. So yeah. And then the next thing we want to do is go to the transparency, make this, pull this one up to 1. And then the next thing we want to do, we don't have that swell effect. So let's make that swell effect. Go to the rotation speed. Now, we'll make it 360. Now all this shall be rotating really quickly. It already looks like some, if you look it from the side, it doesn't really look like a black hole. So change the spread angle to something lower, like maybe 10 to 5. So I'll choose the lowest, 5 to 10. And we got something that's quite accurate. Well, not the most accurate, but we got something that's pretty cool looking. So we're just going to change the spread angle to 8. And there's our black hole effect. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. Now, the next thing we want to do is add the, I'm pretty sure it's called the, what is this called? The, sorry, let me Google this really quickly. So, we need to add this, the point in the middle. What's this called? What is it called? The event horizon and the singularity. The event horizon. So first, let's make the event horizon. So, in this particle emitter, let's give this a name, because there's actually a name to this disk right here. It's called the accretion disk. And then let's go see this little white thing I made here. Get your circle, and let's add another particle effect, or particle emitter. Let's call this the event horizon. This is more like a science lesson, but it's not. And then let's change the texture to that. Let's also make it quite small, because we don't want it to yeah, let's change the size to that, so make it like big, and then like shrink over time. And let's also change the transparency to make it like this. This, of course, the event horizon would still be in the center and stay in the center, so none of that would really matter. So we can change the speed to 0.001, so it stays in the middle. It's not showing. That's a problem. So we can fix that. Go back to the equation disk. Let's just call it a disk, because I can't pronounce it. So go to the transparency, the 3 dots, and put this a little bit down. Wait, no. I mean, sorry, this part down. Oh, I mean a little bit up. I mean, so now we can see it. There's our event horizon. Now this looks cool on its own, like pretty cool. We can also change the event horizon's size if it's too small for your liking. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Okay, so close. And we can change the light emission to 1 if you want. Really wouldn't do anything, it just makes it glow a little bit better in the dark. And let's duplicate the event horizon, and let's rename this to singularity. Then in the color, we'll make it black. Change the light emission to 0. And that alone already looks really cool. You got that. So if you don't like it looking like that, or like it's too big, you can change the size, of course. And yeah, that's pretty good. The event horizon is also too big, so let's change the size, or the starting size. And and I don't like the accretion disk because it looks really clouded up. It's accurate, but for me it doesn't really look that. It's not accurate, but like just feels too crowded up or too much of that. So we can change the rate to a little bit low, so we can see less. I mean, that something like that would work. That would work. Yeah, like it's working. Let's increase it to, I think 15 to 20 would work. So 18. So yeah, I think that's perfect. So it's 20, but yeah. So yeah, that's oh yeah, I forgot we have the jet stream that comes in the black hole. So duplicate the singularity, and we'll call this the jet. And for this we can, it's white, but then like it starts from white, and then we have this, click on this thing, and we can just make it blue. I mean, it does appear blue from what I've seen. Yeah. And then change the light emission to 1. And then change the size to make it like start out from 0 and then increase in size. And then from here, like the spread angle should be, the speed should be higher. I think 3 is perfect. And then the rate should be a little bit high. It's a little too high, but I think that's fine. And we have this circle spots that we really don't like. So how I know how to fix that. So to fix that, we will change the squash strength to something like a little bit abnormally high. Let's make it like, put this squash strength to a maximum, like 3. Squash should be at like somewhere like 3. It's really big, and we should change it from velocity perpendicular. Huh? Yeah, we got that ugly effect. Velocity parallel. Oh yes, change the squash to -3. It's, I haven't been using squash in a while, but yeah, -3. So there, we got our jet stream coming out. Right here, this middle part is just a little bit too small. The jet should be a little bit, at least moderately big. So maybe something like this. Changing it. Yeah, this is somewhat what I've seen. You really couldn't see the jet effect right in that middle part, but that's okay. If you go closer, you can actually see the jet. So let's change the transparency to let's change the start transparency a little bit, so we don't see it in the black hole. Or we can just do yeah, I think this is fine. But we still can't, we barely can see the jet stream, so. Let's go to the squash, because Doesn't really look that nice at the squash pot. So I think it's still fine, yeah. I don't mind the lines over there, but if you don't like it, then just add an attachment and then put the attachment at somewhere around the event horizon. And then you can put the jet over here. So the jet starts out from that. And then you can duplicate this jet, the attachment, and then we can go to the position. Now make the Y negative. And then we're going to change the direction, the emission direction to bottom. And there, you got our cool looking black hole. Now I did say earlier, you can make the accretion disk look different, so let's duplicate this. Oh, whoops! That's not what you were supposed to see. Let me fix that issue. Change this to make sure it's locked to pot. And now we can duplicate this thing. And let's grab this black one, with some white on it. So here, let's go back to this black hole pot, this new one right here, and we can probably. By the way, if you don't like the type of black hole I made right here, there's another one you can make, and it's change the texture. Oh, whoops, wrong. So change the accretion disk texture to something like that. Now, if you don't like the jet streams, I mean, I'm assuming that you all don't like the jet streams, you can pretty much change it and it's fine. Ooh, that's a white hole. So yeah, you can do that. You can change the you can just remove the jet streams if you don't like it, because it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing as a black hole. And because the color black is shown, you probably would want to make the this one light up, I guess, so you can see the black pot. But it's also, you still can't see that black hole, so you might have to just change the values and make it a little bit invisible. Probably wouldn't like that, but yeah, you might have to if it's still like really, it's really invisible. I mean, you can look from an angle and you'll still see that black hole. But there's one way you can fix that, and it's go to the event horizon and delete the event horizon. Now you got just a black hole at the middle. The event horizon is just there to make it look accurate to what I've seen, but yeah. Depending on what type of black holes you want to have, you can change the color to green, purple, all that. Oh, that's looks like I flushed the toilet. So there's the blood red one. Seen this somewhere in Call of Duty, I think. And we got the blue, dark blue. Oh, that's kind of menacing. Dark red, purple. Yeah, you can make pretty much anything you want with it. I'll put this in the link in the description. The link in the description for these black holes, since everyone loves black holes, don't they? So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe. Goodbye.